I bet. All right, Mike. What's your thoughts, man? Did it happen the way that you said it was going to happen, or was there a few different changes that took place in here?
Exactly the way I said it was going to happen. I mean, talent overwhelmed Kansas City.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I want to give Kansas City credit, though. They made it back for the third time, but Philadelphia was just working with a full clip. There was nothing they can do about this.
No, it wasn't. I mean, they came out the gate hitting hard, man. I mean, it was a couple of different, they had their challenges at first, you know what I'm saying, just to kind of get a feel of the game real quick. But it just seems as though that Hurst hopped right on in there, man, and just turned all the way up. And he kept his foot on the gas all 4 quarters. Now, when it came to Mahomes, I don't know, man. It was like, I don't know. The odds was totally against him as soon as they kicked the ball off. He just ain't have a chance.
But remember, I told y'all in the pregame show that Philadelphia had a lot of talent, and they overwhelmed him. They didn't even have to blitz him. They just overwhelmed him with talent. 4 guys rushing at him, full speed, every single play. And he folded under the pressure. I mean, he's one of the best of the best, but he folded when it came down to that pressure. And there was nothing he could do about it.
How do you think he feels right now?
I mean, he probably in shock because nobody but me probably saw it being this way. Everybody thought it was going to be a little bit more competitive. And think about it, the game seemed like it went pretty quick. So by the time he got any bearings under him in the fourth quarter, it was way too late. And his normal routine was, I can get behind a little bit and then make a comeback. But he was behind too much to make any kind of effort to have any sort of a comeback. And I don't know if you ever watched The Wire, but on The Wire, 20 years ago, D'Angelo Barksdale explained to people that the king stays the king. And at the end of the night, Tom Brady is still the king. Mahomes made it, to the front door of the castle, but Tom Brady remains the GOAT, the king. And now that GOAT talk will go away for a while.
Yeah. He because, I mean, when you look at all the games that he played during the regular season, this does not look like the same Mahomes early in the year. This was a total different guy. It was as if this was his first time playing in the Super Bowl. What kind of pressure was he under? I mean, it seems like he had it all together, man, until he, got on the field.
Yeah, the front line pressure. Philadelphia game plan. They were going to only rush their front 4. They were going to rush their front 4 and do what's called gap. They maintained each gap. So therefore, anytime Mahomes stepped up in the pocket, they were there to grab him. So that's why he started taking all them sacks. The protection was off. And they weren't even blitzing. So Mahomes really, I mean, he did play as great as he is. He played like he was a rookie, or like this was his first game in the NFL for 2 quarters. I'm not sure why they didn't have a back in there to help chip, or they started doing quick, short passes. For some reason, they decided not to do that.
Yeah. For some reason, I mean, he was underthrowing. He was overthrowing. And it seems like he didn't get into the game until the last 3 minutes of the game. Now he started putting some points on the board. Now that's the Mahomes that we knew was the last 4 minutes of the game. He actually transformed back to exactly who he was at the beginning of the season. He had came out at the gate, then we might would have seen a better outcome. But again, like you were just saying, and you said this in the pre-show, and people got to go back and watch your predictions, because everything you said was spot on. They got to put pressure on Mahomes, and that defense is fast, and he did not have the speed, nor did that line have the speed to compete with that defense.
They were overwhelmed. I mean, they were overwhelmed pretty much from the very beginning. And here's the thing, though. The first 2 possessions, the first one with Philly, there was a questionable offensive pass interference. I mean, honestly, if that play goes through the way it should have, this game could have been even worse than what it ended up being, because Kansas City was discombobulated from the very beginning. They had no answer to that front 4 pressure. And then Mahomes, as I stated earlier about the discipline, that certain coaches would allow him to play reckless and wild and throw the ball all crazy and things like that. Tonight, we saw when he did that, it caught up with him. He threw a pick six straight out the gate. I mean, second or third possession, that rookie took it to the house on his birthday. So Mahomes got punished for some of the stuff he normally doesn't get punished for, and that's throwing the ball and acting wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Hurts definitely, he came out throwing, completions, after completion.
Yeah, short passes.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep him in rhythm. Yeah, that was smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, but again, to your point and what you were saying earlier, it was putting pressure on Barkley. On Barkley.
Yeah.
They shut Barkley down whole game.
They did.
They shut him down. So that pressure hurts to do what he did, and it was a good thing.
Yeah, it was.
So it worked out in his favor.
But see, they had so much of the personnel concentrated on stopping Barkley. That's why anytime when Hurts went down the field, it was pretty easy. Everybody was running wide open because they had so much concentration on the line of scrimmage. And one thing that their defensive coordinator didn't do was adjust as the game adjusted. He kept the same script for the whole game. We're going to just stop Barkley no matter what. And he should have made some adjustments. And normally Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, is good with in-game adjustments, but he didn't make any adjustments, and it cost him.
Yeah. How do you feel about the halftime show?
I told y'all this in the beginning. I wasn't a big fan of this type of performer, so no, it was horrible.
Yeah. It seemed, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, granted that they did have Samuel Jackson, and anytime Samuel was a part of a production, but I mean, overall, it just seemed it didn't seem right.
It didn't.
It didn't seem right. It didn't seem like that was the Kendrick that actually should have performed. I don't know what it was, but I'm sure more people are going to talk about it and kind of bring out some conspiracy theories and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
But that wasn't the Kendrick that I was looking for. I'm gonna put it like that.
Okay, well, hey, I told y'all, y'all didn't listen to me. I was like, I don't know why they had him. I warned everybody that this wasn't the right performer for this type of setting. It just wasn't.
No, it wasn't. You
and
said
nothing against him. Yeah, but nothing against Kendrick Lamar. Great artist, but this wasn't the venue for him. As simple as that.
No. Well, it was the venue for him, but I think that whoever choreographed his performance and gave him that idea to do it like that, I don't think that was the best option. I think whatever the plan B was, they should have went with plan B. Okay, because this was plan A. This was not it.
He won't be back. I put it that way. I think we can all agree on that. He won't be coming back.
Yeah. So second half, they had an opportunity to come out, and it was still the same thing from the first half, man. The defense was putting that pressure on Mahomes. For some reason, Mahomes just couldn't come out that pocket. It was sack after sack. Like, this was a very, discouraging game for the team. You can see them on the sidelines crying in the top of the third half.
Yeah, third quarter, yeah. But see, here's the thing, though. They weren't used to being in this situation, so they were shell-shocked.
Yeah.
Usually they were in a situation where they know we got Patrick Mahomes, we're going to be able to come back. But Philly took away those options. And when Philadelphia got the ball for the first time in the second half, they did one thing they needed to do, was kill clock.
Yeah.
So they made sure they drained that clock all the way down, and they took a field goal. So it went up 27-0, but at the same time, 5 minutes off the clock made a huge difference. That made a big difference, taking that much time off the clock in the middle of the third quarter. And so now you get the ball back. Kansas City goes for it on fourth down. They don't get it. So now here comes Philadelphia again to take more time off the clock. But then their coach say, hell no, we tired of this. We just going to go up top. And that's when they went up the top to Devontae Smith. And that was pretty much the nail in the coffin when they went up 34. Yeah, 34-0.
Yeah, running that clock. And those penalties, man, I mean, careless penalties cost them the game. I mean, it was more to it than, just penalties. But, I mean, you guys in the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all are making, high school mistakes. You know what I'm
But see
saying?
this, but see, here's the thing though. All the way up until now, there was a conspiracy out there that Kansas City got all the calls, and tonight the calls didn't go their way. So that wasn't the difference in the game, but it made a difference in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
it totally did. And shout outs to the kicker, man. That
yeah.
kicker,
It was boom.
he put some points on the board tonight. What he got? At least what about 9 points? He did what, 3,
Yeah,
4?
at least, yeah. He did. He got when it went up 27 to nothing, and then 37, whatever it was, and then he kicked another one. So yeah, he got about 9 points. Yeah, and they were good kicks.
Good kicks, and the last one was a 50-yarder. You know, so I think he had plenty of room. You know what I'm saying? So if he had to do a 60-yard field goal, I think he would be able to do it. Yeah,
and that was something we talked about. You know, kickers, you got to make your kick. When it's your turn, you got to contribute to the team. And the kicker for Philadelphia tonight, when it was his turn to shine, he went up there and he kicked it, and he left no doubt, hey, I'm here with you guys. And that makes a big difference in a game like this. Turnovers, field goals, and missed opportunities is what were the difference in the Philadelphia winning, especially by the margin that they won. I mean, you know, the last couple of points Kansas City scored, Philadelphia kind of took their foot off their throat slightly. But it was such a large cushion that it really didn't matter at that particular time and place.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Mike, for jumping back on with me, man. I had to bring you back simply because, you know, everything that you said in the pregame, you know, prediction show that we taped earlier, everything that you said came to be. And I'm like, you know what? Mike knows football. So I had to bring you back.
But you make sure when you edit this, you put it side by side. But one other thing I need to check on, and I haven't looked because I was trying to get my equipment set up. Who ended up winning MVP?
I don't know. I actually was trying to get set up too. So
okay,
let's hold up real quick. Let's just Google it right now.
Yeah. Let's find out who won MVP because I predicted Jalen Hurts would win MVP.
They haven't posted anything just yet.
No, they got to have it by now.
Let's see here.
Super Bowl 59 MVP.
Jalen Hurts.
Okay, then. Okay, exactly what I predicted. I didn't predict. I knew that they were going to have a game plan for Saquon and Barkley, and I knew Jalen Hurts was going to have to step it up.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP.
Yep, exactly what I predicted.
So there it is, man. Again, Mike, I appreciate you, bro. We got to do it again. We got a couple other topics we want to, hash out this week, especially with this 50 Cent and Big Meech, man. I think, it's a lot going on with that. We got a few people who've been chiming in my inbox and letting me know what's going on. And they're like, hey, Mike, I got some details about this that you might want to share with the community now that we, getting back out here and started doing more lives. So when we do this live, I think I'm going to have some valuable information for the community that pertains to what is going on with the Big Meech and Cuffy and 50 Cent situation. Because it's we did an interview with one of the ladies that was down with BMF about a year or two, you know what I'm saying? And so we got some footage that we never released. And so I'm gonna talk with my guy and see if maybe we can release some of those clips and share some of that content that they didn't release in that podcast as well as her TV show.
Okay, well, I'm ready. Yeah. Let me know. I got a few takes that I want to put out there, and we'll let the public decide, from there.
All right, that's what's up, man. Hey, I appreciate you, man, and we'll do it again soon, bro.
The king stays the king. Tom Brady, still the GOAT. Believe that.
And Michael Vick is legendary.
Bye, Felicia.